You wanted to be more productive, so you organized everything. You installed a productivity app. You color-coded your calendar. You started tracking and reviewing your week. You are more organized than ever. So tell me, why are you more exhausted than ever? I've been there too. And the problem isn't discipline. You are optimizing the wrong thing. Modern life? It feels overwhelming. There are 1,000 things to keep track of. Tasks and promises at work, messages you still need to reply to, plans with friends, and even your hobbies that start to feel like obligations. So when everything feels heavy, we assume the problem is chaos. And to fight chaos, we need structure, right? That sounds logical. So we start organizing. We watch a productivity video, just like this one. We read books. We download an app. We color code our calendar. We make everything visible. And for one beautiful moment it feels good. We stop losing track. We feel in control. But a few weeks later something strange will happen. You are more organized than ever, but also more exhausted than ever. Why? Because creating structure doesn't automatically reduce the load you carry through the day. In fact, it often increases it. You didn't just add clarity, you added another system to maintain, another layer to control, another thing to check. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Even if your organization didn't add to the load, it probably still wouldn't have helped you either. Because getting more organized doesn't reduce your exhaustion. If the chaos wasn't what was draining you in the first place, so what is actually draining you? Honestly, what's actually happening here is just a core part of human nature. When we try to improve something, we focus on the part that's easiest to see. In productivity, that means we optimize what's visible. That means tasks, lists, deadlines, calendar blocks, and even completion counts. These are measurable, they are concrete, they give us the feedback we so desperately need. But here's the problem. What's visible is usually not the part that is actually limiting you, because if it was, you would have already fixed it, wouldn't you? In engineering, if a system isn't producing the output you want, you don't just improve random components, you identify the bottleneck. Because if you optimize something that isn't a bottleneck, you just create more movement within the same constraints. And that's exactly what happens with most productivity systems. They all optimize your organization. But organization is rarely what's limiting or draining you. Exhaustion doesn't come from not seeing your tasks. Well, not all of it. But it does come from constant context switching, holding unfinished thoughts in your head, deciding what to do next, and monitoring everything you have committed to. Those are invisible costs. And all these productivity systems, they often increase it. Because now you're not just doing the work, you are managing the work. Tracking it, reviewing it, updating it, thinking about it. So, even if your system makes everything clearer, it can quietly increase the cognitive load you are carrying. And if cognitive load is the real constraint, then improving visibility won't reduce exhaustion. It just makes your system look cleaner, not lighter, and sometimes it will even make it heavier. One reason this happens is something I call visibility bias. We optimize what we can see. Clearing your inbox, checking off a small task list, reorganizing your task manager, and color coding your week. And it feels productive. Your inbox has just reached zero. Amazing, right? After all, we all have that coworker that's never gonna manage to clear their inbox. But the project that actually matters, it hasn't moved an inch. Why? Because clearing emails is visible. Project thinking is not. Your brain, it prefers visible wins. They are measurable. They give closure. They feel complete. But the real drain isn't the number of tasks. It's the invisible friction you have around them. You finish answering emails, but you are still carrying that presentation you haven't started, the decision you have postponed, and the open loop you have been rehearsing in your head. None of that shows up in your system. So you optimize what's measurable, while the invisible loads you carry keep increasing. That's visibility bias, and it quietly tricks you into feeling productive while not getting ahead at all. And then something else happens. At some point, the system becomes just another job. You don't just have work anymore. You have work about work. You plan the work, you track the work, you review the work, you reorganize the work, you adjust the priorities of the work. Every single one of those steps require thinking, decision making, self-control, evaluation. They all demand constant monitoring. That's the important part. These tasks itself, they are not what is draining you. But every time you check your task manager to decide what to do next, every time you review your week and ask, did I do enough? Every time you reprioritize because something new came in, that's mental effort. And here's the irony. The more detailed your system, the more organized the system, the more you have to execute executive control. Your brain, it's now supervising itself all day. And supervision is expensive. So even if your physical workload hasn't increased, your cognitive workload has. And because of this, your total workload, it has exploded. Not because you got more physical tasks, but because you got more oversight. And now that you see what's actually happening, visibility bias, workload explosion, you have the chance to do something powerful. And you don't need a new app, a new method, another checklist, or to change your whole day. Instead, you just need to look at your day as a system. Ask yourself, what part of my day is actually limiting my meaningful output? Where is your true bottleneck? And here are a few simple questions you can ask yourself as you go through your day. Is it the work or managing the work? Are you spending most of your day and energy doing the tasks that matter? Or just supervising, adjusting and tracking them? Is it the tasks or constantly checking them? Are your attention and energy drained by monitoring progress, notifications, reminders, or mental loops instead of doing the work itself? Is it the organization or the volume of commitments you have just made? Does having a perfectly organized task list actually reduce your mental load? Or are the sheer number of things you have just committed to the real bottleneck? Is it planning or constant switching and decision fatigue? Are your systems helping you focus? Or are you spending more time deciding what to do next than actually doing it? This is your mental lens. Don't try to reorganize your life. Don't chase another system. Those will all add to your cognitive load. Just take a step back and see where the real drain lies. Map it mentally as you go through your day. What's consuming your attention, but not producing output? What's invisible, yet taxing you all day? And once you've identified it, you can start making decisions that actually reduce your cognitive load. Instead of just chasing the illusion of progress, just take a moment and look through your day with the lens we have just explored. You're not just checking boxes, you're running a system. And now you can see where it consumes your energy instead of protecting it. Sure, some of it will come from the work itself, of course it will. But a lot of it will come from managing the work. The planning, the reviewing, the constant monitoring. The context switching, those are all invisible loads that your systems hide. It was never about being disciplined or organized. It's about seeing the real bottleneck in your day. The one bottleneck that actually limits your meaningful output. And that's how we can engineer a mind that works for you. Not by giving you another productivity hack, but by helping you see the structures and patterns that shape your mind, your energy and your day. So you can act with clarity and purpose. Just spend a few minutes today looking at your system. Notice the invisible drains. Ask yourself, where am I managing instead of creating? And with that insight, everything else, the apps, the checklist, the schedules, they either support you or they don't matter at all. Take this understanding into your next task, your next hour, or even just your next moment of focus. And let YouTube suggest the next video for you right here. Because there's more to explore about how your mind works when you start treating it like a system.